Thank you. Thank you very much, President Randy. I'm trying to share my screen here. There we go. Our speaker today is Abdoulaye Fall. Abdoulaye has spoken to us before in 2014 when he was an ILEP scholar visiting Kent from his home country of Senegal in West Africa. Many of you will recall that Kent Rotary has a long history of association with the International Teachers in Education Program.
It's Dennis Love again. I'm sorry to interrupt. Alex really wanted to say thank you and goodbye to everybody, and I know he's off to a class.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for having me. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry again.
Congratulations, Alex.
Like I said, such a great, nice young man.
Kent Rotary has had a long history of association with the ILEP program and with the Reed Center, which sponsors ILEP and another similar Fulbright program that brings talented teachers from around the world to Kent for an intensive experience. Thanks largely to the efforts of Tian Bhargava, who we hosted the ILEPers for a luncheon every year. Abdoulaye Fall today is back in Kent as a PhD student studying in the College of Education. He is graduate assistant at the Reed Center and has assembled a group of familiar faces from around the world to speak to us today. So I am very pleased to introduce Abdoulaye Fall.
Thank you, Tom. This is a great pleasure and honor for me to be coming back and talk to members of the Kent Rotary Club. The last time I did it was 2014. It's still so fresh in my mind, and I still have memories of the wonderful people I met, the conversation we had around the tables and everything. But today, when Tom and I talked about this opportunity to make our scholars come back and talk to you guys, I was really thrilled to do that. And I have gathered a group of people from 4 different countries coming from almost all parts of the world, but I will let it up to them to introduce themselves later. So I want to take just a couple of minutes to give an opportunity to my new director, Dr. Amanda Johnson-Tuala, who has just replaced Dr. Linda Robertson, who you know as she was one of the administrator that used to bring our scholars, me included, to your luncheon. So without further ado, I'll just let Dr. Amanda Johnson-Tuala introduce herself so that she can be now in the community and maybe, who knows, future opportunities of collaboration can happen from that.
Thank you, Abdoulaye. I love that this slide as well. That's a big picture of my face. Hello, everyone. I am so pleased to meet you all and hopefully continue the great work. And I'm proud, in fact, to continue the great work that the Reed Center has done with the Rotary Club of Kent in the past. So I'm a new transplant to Ohio by the way of New Hampshire, but originally from Virginia. So I'm an East Coaster moving to the Midwest. I'm excited to work with the Kent community to continue to advance the mission and the vision proposed by Dr. Linda Robertson for the Reed Center, which is to advance, to be a catalyst for the advancement of the for international and intercultural education. So anytime that we can at the Reed Center work with the Kent Rotary Club, please reach out to me. I'm so proud to have Abdoulaye as a graduate assistant. He's been amazing. I don't know if any of you had the opportunity to catch our virtual events in the October, but they were Abdoulaye's brainchild, and he did a fantastic job developing and finding fantastic former scholars for the Reed Center to develop a fantastic virtual panel series in October. So we look forward to working with you all, and also hopefully stay tuned. We'll have a lot of events coming up for the spring as well. So I will hand it back to Abdoulaye. Thanks so much for allowing me to introduce myself.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Johnson-Tuala. So I just want to give a shout out to 2 of our speakers, Arvin and Dewey, because they stayed up late. It's almost like 1 a.m. in their countries. And I will be probably the last to talk. So what we're gonna do today is they will take 5 minutes to respond to actually 5 questions. So they will tell us where they're from, how they came to Kent, who are the people they met, and how that experience actually shaped and impacted their lives. So without further ado, I will let Arvin go ahead and do that.
Hello, everyone. It's a very nostalgic evening, actually, in my place. I mean, it's already morning. It's 1:30 in the morning, and I am so much thankful to the Rotary Club of Kent as well as to Kent State University for once again inviting me for this great opportunity. Once again, I am Mr. Arvin Lu Abaday Anyas II from the Philippines, and I was at Kent in the year 2018 for the International Leaders in Education Program, 2018 cohort. And I've met a lot of people, especially in the university. To mention a few, I have met Dr. Linda Robertson, who is joining with us right now, the former director of the Gerald H. Reed Center, together with Dr. Marty Gensius, Mary Tipton, Diana Garvey, Mike Schubert, Rose Onders, Abdoulaye, and Adji, as well as Dr. William Vince and Dr. Joanne Dowdy. And I've met also a lot of people in the community in Kent, which really brought a lot of things, good memories for me. Especially, I would like to special mention the Fullers who are with us right now. Dad, Dog, and Mom Karen, thank you so much for the wonderful memories we have shared way back in 2018. The third question is actually talking about my experience in Kent and how it shaped me personally and professionally. To address first personally, the moment when I came in Kent, I valued 3 things. Number 1, I really value the time. Like every minute really counts there, and there is no room for procrastination. Second, I value respect because people there living there so much engaged and really value respect, and hence I also grow respect with myself and among other people. And of course, the varied culture, the varied races there in Kent really embraced me a lot, and I would like to say thank you so much for that one, because in the world right now wherein division is very rampant, there lies Kent State or Kent in Ohio, wherein we build bridges and not walls. And professionally, I grew in terms of leadership as what my program was all about. That being a teacher or being an educator, it's not enough to, think of mastery of your content, but leadership is also a demand for us teachers. And of course, to widen my perspective about reading and literacy, because those were my the courses that I took there in Kent. And now I am home, still a teacher in the Philippines, in remote areas, and I am happy to be with this, conducting research, especially when it comes to tech classes, how to improve instructions using technology. And of course, I am happy also that I was taught in Kent on how to write grants, and I am happy that last year I was a grantee sponsored by IREX and the Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs of the United States. And how my experience there changed me, my perspective about the United States. Before, I really thought that the people in the United States are very isolated, like US is only for Americans. But when I came there, when I have my best 5 months of my life, I've realized that United States is not isolated. It's welcoming to all races all around the world, and I am one who could vouch for that. So I guess that would be all. Back to you, Abdoulaye.
Thank you so much, Arvin. Wonderful story that you shared, and I am really proud of not only the work we do here at Kent State, but also the community that we work with. Just to let our audience know that when we have the ILEP program, we match them with people from the community. And it's in that sense that ILEP was matched with the Fuller family, I guess. And out of this relationship, wonderful friendship, are born and they last forever. So I will now give the floor to our next panelist, who, if I'm not wrong, Tom, could you help me there? Is Dewi. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Abdoulaye. So, hi everyone. My name is Dewi Sulawati, and you can call me Dewi. I'm from Jambi in Sumatra Island, Indonesia. So the program that brought me to Cannes, Ohio is ILEP, which stands for International Leaders in Education Program in the cohort of 2016. Through the program, I got a chance to live and then study at Kent State University for 5 months, starting from January and then ended in May 2016. This program is very outstanding, and then I really like to study at Kent State University because I have got a lot of experiences, and then it improves my leadership skill, especially. And all the persons that I met during the program are very memorable because every day is such a moment for learning new things to me. So I learned not only about education, but also the community, and then how to interact with the people, the technology that I learned in the class, and then I saw how the teachers and the professors treat the students, and it's really amazing. And also my classmates, my friends from different parts of different countries in the world. The ILEP participants gave me chance to share the informations, teaching strategies, and also cultural differences. We learn each other, and it's really nice to meet them. And my friendship family, they took me out to see Ken, and then I got the chance to learn deeper about the cultural understanding or cultural differences, and I could see the differences between my countries and then United States. And the school where I did the internship program in Ohio, because I'm a teacher, so I could see how the school education system in Ohio and my school, so I could take the benefit from that and collaborate with the teachers in the school, give me chance to experience teaching in US, and it's such a great moment, and it improves my my skill personally, and I really like that part. So I would like to thank the ILEP committee or the team at Kent State University that I cannot mention the name one by one because it's really amazing experience that I have ever had in my life. My English is improved because it's important as an English teacher, and also my cultural understanding, how to respect, and then how to interact and socialize, understand the cultural differences to each other is also improved. And then my educational perspectives also getting wider, and then I could understand many things. And professionally, upon returning home, is very good for my career because now I'm a teacher trainer in my city. So my job is going to one sub-district area to other sub-district area in my province to train the teachers about technology and learning that I gain from Kent State University. And also I introduce about the culture in US, in which that it is still stereotype in my country, that the people are still believe that America has a bad culture. And also the most important thing is I introduce about the program so that they have a strong motivations to try to join the program, and I want them to have the experience that I got when I was in Cannes. And also I still build strong connections with my the alumni of the ILEP program. And then since 2017, after I complete the program, I work with IREC. I helped American teachers who have field experience in some schools in Indonesia. I facilitate them as the in-country consultant of the program called TGC, Teachers for Global Classroom Program, the program, field experience program for American teachers in some ILEP participating countries. And then one of them is Indonesia. And I really like to be in that part. So I can share, I can help them and I can assist them to understand more about education system in Indonesia. So we share the information and that's really good. And then one thing that the experience, the expectation, the perceptions that I thought about American before is about the discrimination to Muslim. Before I went to the state, I thought that Americans don't like Muslim, but then when I was in Kent, I could experience how highly tolerate them to Muslim as because I am a Muslim. And I think that's all that I can tell you. Thank you very much for this sharing session.
Right. Thanks, Dewey. Thanks for sharing. Again, talking about the ILEP program, Dewey mentioned a lot about having to go to the schools and learn from the teachers over there. All these programs that we are having at the Reed Center are State Department funded. So they are funded by the US government. And what it does is it kind of select teachers from different parts of the world and bring them to different universities. Here at Kent State, we are fortunate enough that every time we have people, we have really, really good quality people. And this program focuses on education, capacity building in different countries, but also there's a strong focus on diplomacy, making sure that people from various countries get to interact and know. So when Dewey was talking a lot about what she learned in terms of how her perspective and maybe stereotype will change once she came here, we know that definitely we reach our goal, which is to make the world a better place. So now I'm gonna let Amoni from Uganda share his story.
Okay, thank you very much, Abdoulaye, and thank you very much, everybody, for the opportunity to speak to you tonight. It's 11 minutes to 9 p.m. here. That's why you see some darkness in the background. My name is Amoni Chitoke. I'm from Uganda. I am in Uganda now. I just returned from Sweden, where I'm undertaking a master's degree in educational research. My time in, since I came to the United States to participate in the International Leaders in Education program in 2017, I have been really on my feet because there is quite a lot that I learned from there. I came to ILEP primarily to see how I can improve my leadership skills in education. I was a typical classroom teacher, but then I felt that there is a lot that I am not doing by confining myself to the four walls of the classroom, because there are so many other issues that influence what goes on in my classroom. And the experience that I had at Rootstown Middle School, where I did my internship, and the audit classes that I took, one of them was Social Perspectives of Education. It runs under the Cultural Foundations of Education program by Dr. Levinson Natasha. And the international exposure, the intercultural exposure that I had with fellows and community members. My friendship family was the Dorseys, the Marlin and Frank Dorsey, and of course interacting with other friendship families, the Becks, the Siboreks, the Dixes. I mean, it was a very, very enriching experience for me. And so one of the major reflections that I had throughout my stay in the United States was how to improve education beyond the classroom. When I returned, I looked for ways to improve education using the learning. I got more engaged in an association in Uganda, which is called the Uganda National English Language Teachers Association. And we started designing engagement programs for teachers. And that the work that I did there was really to build the capacity of teachers to support their students and the parents and themselves beyond the classroom. And so I got awarded last year for, I received a leadership mentoring program award from an organization called TISO International. TISO is Teachers of English to Speakers of Other Languages. And that also gave me an opportunity to return to Kent State last year in March. And from there, I felt that I should make Kent a visit to Kent State, an annual pilgrimage for me. But then this year I wasn't able to do it because the pandemic set in, and because TISO International has an annual event, which is a conference. And I was able to come last year, but not this year. I hope even next year, I think I will not be able to come. So I'll still miss an opportunity to come back to Kent. But whenever it's possible, I look forward to coming back. As part of my improving education beyond the classroom initiatives, I initiated of course, it's not very creative, but it's just that the concepts at the Reed Center are so indispensable that I incorporated them in the initiative. It's called the International Leaders in Education. It's called the International Center for Educational and Cultural Exchange, where I'm focusing now on two issues. One is the education rights of pregnant students. And because where I come from, when one is discovered pregnant in school, they are expelled and there is no education opportunity for them going forward. There is no policy in Uganda that can say that this person should come back to school. Nothing is mentioned. So I'm making that my advocacy agenda. And the second one is a pay forward program, because I am a product of people who contributed tuition to me, and they contributed my funds going to school, and I've been a product of community and charity. So what I did is, what I'm doing in that program is to encourage people, if you have had someone help you, please pay it forward. And the tagline is homemade philanthropy. They are not going to be, I'm not going to appeal to people to give a big chunk of money, but if you can do something to help another person in the community, then you do that. It's really people in my community helping children that are growing up in their community. Those are the two programs, pregnant students and homemade philanthropy through the Pay Forward program. That's what I'm trying to do now. I just returned from Sweden, where I'm taking a master in educational research, and my master thesis is on pregnant students as well. It's the title is The Expulsion of Pregnant Students in Uganda, and the subtitle is Teacher Perspectives on a Violation of Education for All. Thank you.
Thank you, Amoni. Again, listening to that topic, and I know probably me being from Africa, this is also an issue that young girls have, unfortunately, in their educational journey. That definitely, when a young girl gets pregnant during school, obviously what the school does is to expel them, and nothing is done to the boy who is responsible for that. And this is really something that needs to be addressed. And I'm glad that somebody from the continent is doing something to address it at the local level. The next speaker we have is one of the only one who actually never attended one of the Rotary Club meeting, but knowing her and knowing where she's from Turkey, hearing that there is a strong, Rotary Club activity and influence in the part of the country where she's from, we decided to include her in this panel. So I will introduce Malak Alamdar and let her talk to you guys.
I would love to thank to you all for accepting me for this meeting, and I'm really feeling excited to be here and to be in contact with the local people of Kent, lovely Kent. I missed it, and also for contacting with the ILEPers, the graduates of ILEP program. I don't know if all of them are a graduate from ILEP, but I am really jealous of Debbie because she said I have stayed in Kent for 6 months. We have stayed for 6 weeks, so it was really short time. I would really want this opportunity to be longer. I'm from Turkey. I'm working as an English language teacher here, and I was selected as a Fulbright scholar for media literacy cohort in early this year. It was in January, and we left Kent in March. And when we left Kent, it was already the quarantine times in Turkey. So I couldn't find many opportunities to share my knowledge with my colleagues, but because of the COVID-19 pandemic, I could integrate my teaching skills that I have learned from Kent State University into my online classes. And my experience at Kent State University was the greatest experience in my entire career as an English language teacher, because the time I spent there was varied from intensive courses, seminars to cultural events, from which I gained and further developed significant teaching skills. And also Kent State family made this America experience memorable. Linda Robertson, who was really a good model for me, both academically and personally, was the director of the program, and also Marty Janius was co-director, I think. And Linda, she is my lifetime model, I think, because she was always caring and helpful. And also I feel really lucky to spend time by observing her leadership skills. And this 6 weeks was full of cultural orientation, and I had time to spend with our host family. I think the old dean of educational faculty was Barbara and Glenn. They were hosting us. They had spent many times with us, and they had brought us to Twin Lakes, to many restaurants, and it was really precious. Before coming to Kent, I was thinking, in Turkey there's a saying that the Turkish people are the most hospitable people in the world. When I came to Kent, I saw that the symbol of Kent is also the hospitality. And I'm really glad to know that, because since I was there, since I have come back, I'm looking for the opportunities to have my postdoc degree there. I have a PhD in curriculum and instruction here, and I am trying to accredit my diplomas to come back to the United States. This is because of the Fulbright program and Kent State University and the family there. And when these 6 weeks was full of cultural orientation, and also with the field experience. I was working at Streetsboro High School with Maria Jude. She was an English language teacher, and she made a great impact on me, because she was really caring, and also she was the most patient person in the world I have seen. And there we shared the lessons with a friend from Saudi Arabia, and this multicultural experience was really good, because we have talked about the international issues and teaching English. And when I think about what happened when we come back from Kent, because of these stressful times, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, when I come back, I was in quarantine for 14 days in the middle of March. And the next day I have arrived here, I had to teach online. And I think my colleagues in Turkey were much more stressful than me, because there wasn't an application for online classes in Turkey before the pandemic, and it forced people, the teachers, to adopt new technologies into their teaching. But thanks to the technology classes at Kent State University, I was really adaptive, and after a very short time, we with my colleague from Kent State University, Birsen, you know, Abdoulaye, we adopted a project, an international project, to create awareness about COVID-19 and its drawbacks in teaching. We set up a project with international students from Romania, from Czech Republic and Turkey. Our project has gained an award, and we achieved an European quality label, which is the highest level in e-tuning projects. So while the people were trying to compensate their abilities on online teaching, we were teaching online, and we were doing projects with our students. Our students were collaborating each other, and they were trying to overcome the bad sides of COVID-19, the quarantine times, and also you know, they were also experiencing a new thing. They weren't having the teaching experience face to face, so it's a little bit more challenging for the students, for the teenagers, to adapt new technologies. But we overcome these challenging times by the fact that we had gained an insight at Kent State University, because I didn't know about anything, the media literacy, what is media literacy, and how to discern between misinformation, disinformation, or real news. And during this 8 months time, when we open the television, we can see many news that are spreading fake news again. Thanks to my experience at Kent State University, now I am feeling more confident about that. And I am sharing my knowledge with my colleagues at school. Now it's not a big community, but because of the pandemic, we are still inside our houses, because face-to-face education is not possible right time, and because of the high numbers of COVID-19 infections. Here in Turkey, we are having online classes, and these online classes, after I come back from the USA, they are welcomed by me. And thanks for this opportunity, for accepting me as a part of this evening. And I want to say hi to everyone again.
Thank you, Melek. Again, a wonderful testimony about the impact that the Reed Center is having through these different programs, and I also mean Kent State University as an institution. We know that we're making a lot of difference in the life of the exchange program participants when they come here and when they return to their home country. But we know that we wouldn't be able to make those big differences in their life if we didn't have the support of people from the community, people like the Kent Rotary Club that has hosted and welcomed us over the years every time we bring a group of scholars, and I was one of those scholars one day. So I am just gonna do the exact same thing that the four speakers did. As a reminder, I'm Abdoulaye Fall. I am from Senegal. Senegal is in West Africa. In 2014, I had the chance to be selected to come and be a participant in one of these programs, International Leaders in Education. And I came here, did my program, went back home. When I went home, I didn't realize how much I changed, how much the program impacted me, how much I knew, and how much I was ready to learn a little bit more. So after about a year back in my country, trying to implement the many different things that I learned from Kent State, I was hitting a little bit of obstacle in terms of just making people kind of think and like me. So maybe that was too ambitious on my part. So I had the opportunity to come back to Kent State University. I got my master's degree here, learned something about curriculum and instruction. While I was doing that, I discovered the field of higher education administration, which is to me the most wonderful thing that I ever had the chance to discover. I can give a shout out as well to my colleague in the program, Todd. Todd, hi. I'm learning from all of you guys. And while I'm taking this PhD program, I'm working in the center as a graduate assistant, helping welcome all these people we are having. I am also teaching in the grant program. I'm the instructor for the technology course. So I'm doing my best to make sure that teachers, when they go home, are equipped with enough technology to be able to teach. For example, our last group, when they went home from the training they got from here, was right at the moment when they had to implement those that new knowledge. And for hearing from them all the positive, feedback they give to you as to how prepared they feel, make me feel proud about myself, but also about our institution. In terms of the people I met, I cannot even try to list, but like people change my life, change everything about me. I come from a country where everybody looks just like me. So when everybody looks like you, speak the same language, practice the same religion, coming here and meeting people from different religion, from different races, different color, celebrating Thanksgiving, Christmas, Passover, and going to people's home and feel like I am at home. And I was chatting with Arvin a little while ago, and he said, Abdoulaye, you know what, Kent is just like home. And so this is something that I share, and it has impacted me and keep impacting me. So I'm really thankful for this opportunity. My friend Tom, my friend Linda McDonald, Dr. Linda McDonald, Linda Robertson, the Hackney, the Fuller, the Becks, all these people, the Myers that I just met recently, over the phone. So all these people are making big differences in our lives. So this is something that we are really grateful for. And without further ado, I'll give it back to Tom for the rest of the program.
Thank you, Abdoulaye. Great program. We really appreciate it. I know it's going a little bit long, but it's okay, President Randy, if I introduce our responder. As you know, we always have a response to our programs, and today that responder is David Dix.
Thank you, Tom. Abdoulaye Fall and our 4 alumni of ILEP and the Fulbright program. We appreciate you participating in our Kent Rotary meeting today. We are reminded that ILEP had an 11-year successful run at Kent State for the entire period of the ILEP program. It was started under the administration of George Bush and continued throughout the years of Barack Obama before its cancellation after Obama. ILEP was a positive American contribution to promoting world understanding, and you, our participants, have given us testimony in support of that. For whatever ILEP and Fulbright did to help you in your careers of teaching, we are very proud. You're all outstanding educators, and remember that most of you went under a very competitive process to be selected for these programs. And we're proud that Kent State University Reed Center for International and Intercultural Education was chosen by the US State Department for all 11 years of ILEP's existence, and it was the only university in the country to have been selected for all 11 years. And that speaks well of the Reed Center, and I'm so happy that its retired director, Linda Robertson, is here with us today. But it also speaks well of the community, of the Kent community's support for this program. Much of it coming through the Kent Rotary Club and its members. You can see the Fullers, they've been very great stalwarts for the ILEP program and for the Fulbright after that. In the world we live in, no nation stands alone, and working together to tackle global issues is the most promising way to find solutions. We appreciate you joining us today, and we really enjoyed having you in Kent, and we look forward to seeing you again, hopefully someday when you return to Kent and Kent State University. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, David, for those nice words for our participants. Thanks, Tom, for putting this together, and thank our participants very much for going out of the way to communicate with us from all corners of the world. There's been a lot of comments in the chat about, how amazing this is, and it really is in this unusual time that we are still able to connect like this, and we really appreciate you all being here with us today. So we're going to end the meeting at that point. Thank you all. See you next week.